glad you guys are back. Once again, we are going to talk about tips, tricks, and techniques for hair. Hanging out with me is Casey McGrath. It's kind of complicated with hair because there's so many different kinds of hair textures, hair styles, hair colors, and the way that you draw all of them would be different. Plus, there's different styles of drawing and different ways that you would approach drawing the same kinds of hairs. Same kinds of hair? Same kinds of hairs? I guess both, depending on if we're talking about strands or hair altogether. So I want to give you guys some general pointers that I think will help you out. So real quick, I'm going to start with what not to do. Let's say we're drawing someone with bangs. We don't want to draw these perfect hair strands going across like this because that almost looks like there's a rake across the head. Also, what we want to do, we want to draw locks of hair as opposed to strands of hair. So a lot of times the mistake people will make, they'll draw individual, like let's say she's got wavy hair, they'll do this kind of thing. Man, that is a sweet mullet. And obviously that's really scary. That's not how you want to draw hair. You want to draw locks of hair. So let me give you some tips. One thing that you want to do when you're drawing hair, I talked a little bit earlier about your line quality, and I talked about the difference of drawing, you know, your lines like this that are kind of crazy, and then lines that are like this. You don't want to do that. You want to draw your lines graceful, and especially when you're drawing hair that is relatively straight or even wavy, you want to have a little bit more grace. So when you start drawing your locks of hair, you want to be elegant, especially when drawing women's hair. So for example, your first line, you might go right? And then let's say for the next one, we might go, now check this out. This, now it looks like a lock of hair. It kind of looks like a ribbon of hair. The other thing that you'll notice, you don't want to draw this crazy tentacle or monkey tail where it's the same length all the way around, because then it just looks like a snake or something like that. You want it to be like a ribbon of hair, and there's subtle differences. This one is a little bit more rounded, and here they kind of touch and curve over. So again, even if there's bangs that are relatively all the same and kind of doing the same thing, you still want to be random with it. Something like so. So I'm going to draw light hair on this one first, and then I'll give you guys some secrets to drawing darker hair. So here's some earrings. So if you're drawing lighter hair, you don't have to draw every hair on the head. You can kind of just draw shapes of hair. So let's say this gal is rocking out some sweet soccer mom hair. All right, the next thing that'll happen, even if you've got someone that has like platinum blonde hair, their hair is always going to be darker on the insides around where their neck is. And so it's going to help the hair stand off. Something like so. So The lines that I'm drawing here, these aren't little hairs. When you look at them from far away, they should look a little bit more almost like shadows. And so when you're drawing really light hair, the dark areas that you draw usually are more of like a shadow area in between your locks of hair, as opposed to like these are just individual hairs that are hanging right here. So you want to draw more locks of hair. All right, let me talk really quick about the difference between drawing lighter hair and drawing darker hair. So let's say we've got a ribbon of hair that looks something like this. Now I know that is a crazy lock of hair, but bear with me. So let's say we've got light that's coming down at an angle. Let's say it's coming like this again, like so. So if this is really dark hair, for the most part, we're just going to shade this all dark, but we have highlights, we have sheens that are in the hair. So if you look at Casey's beautiful dark hair here, there's areas that probably look really dark right now, and then there's areas where you see highlights. And in this room, it's a little crazy. We've got ambient lighting from all the windows coming in from all these angles, but you can probably see sheens of highlights that are kind of helping to show the shape of the hair. So what we can do here, if the light is coming down like this, you're going to have a sheen right here. Because the light is coming down like this, when the hair turns over like this, you're going to have another sheen. And then where the hair is curving back around like this, we're going to have one more Charlie sheen right there. Now the rest of this, if this is really dark brunette hair, we're going to go ahead and shade that in. Then you may have just, again, you're not drawing individual hairs as much as you are drawing areas that kind of get trapped in between the hairs, where there's just a little bit more shadow. And hopefully from far away that looks like, I mean, it's a crazy lock of hair that I drew, but hopefully that looks like brunette hair. And you can tell by the sheens that it's dark hair. These are just highlights where it's kind of a sheen over the general lock of hair. What to do, what not to do. All right, so there's 2 more videos in this series. In the next video, we're going to talk about basic light and shadow. We're going to actually step away from the head for a little bit. We're going to talk about basic light and shadow, and then we're going to come back in the video after that, and we're going to talk about how to apply basic light and shadow to the female head, and it's going to make it look that much better. You need to stick around for this. Stay with me. Did you enjoy class today? If so, give me a like. If there's something you'd like to see me cover in a future video, let me know what that is in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I've also got a video series called Sketchbook Challenge that helps your drawing, creativity, and fill up an awesome looking sketchbook. Plus, there are videos on You Can Draw Star Wars, Hollywood is Dead, and sneak peeks at the Aladdin 3477 Motion Picture Trilogy. In order to not miss any new videos, hit that notification bell. Sharing is caring, and it's great to inspire your friends. Share this video on social media and your friends will share awesome art tips they find with you. If you're on Instagram, you can follow me at Matt_Busch_Instagram. I'll see you back in the classroom soon. Don't be tardy.